It's all CG environment, and we do have certain set of elements.
Did a rotanum and then placed each and every eyeball.
Eyes.
For the inner mouth of dogfish, we got one tooth and just the gums.
The CG eyeballs, which are spirits which are evolving around the trees, and they come to Zeppeto's house.
So all those changes, I actually hand painted each and every thing.
Hello everyone, my name is Vinay Thakur and I'm a compositing supervisor in MPC. It's been 7 years I'm in MPC and I have worked in a lot of shows, and Pinocchio is one of them, and I'm really proud to work on this show.
Hey everyone, I'm Inigo Roy. I'm a CG soup from MPC India, and I've been with MPC for over a decade now. So Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio is a dream come true for me, working in his movie. Yeah, personally for me it was Pinocchio itself. But since we didn't work on Pinocchio, I would go with Dogfish, because we did a lot of work on Dogfish. We had several sets built, and we even created almost like a complete digital version of the Dogfish, because we had to use it for simulations and things like that. So that for me is
especially the interior of the dogfish. It's all been made in CG. It's all CG environment, and we do have certain set of elements which they have shot live with the puppet animation, and then we need to integrate those things within the dogfish inside the mouth of it. So this is what has been challenging for us.
Our part of that entire sequence was like we had to do a tight roto for the fairy because of the eyes, and then all the eyeballs were already built. So we had one eyeball with squish.
Yes, and there's CG eyeballs which are spirits which are evolving around the trees, and they come to Zeppeto's house, where we have Blue Fairy appears, and when the Blue Fairy appears, it has a certain kind of look that what we have done. She is glowy. She has a kind of a god rays, volume rays which is coming through it, and as soon as she touches the Pinocchio, it comes to life. So we have a tight roto anime of Pinocchio also, where it has a wooden crack in it. So
all the cracks would light up,
and it come to life in that point of time. Okay, so there is a character called Death. There is a sequence called Limbo sequence, which we have started first in the compositing when we start this show in the department. So it has a lot of challenges in it. Like, first of all, it has a magical sky. Then there is a lot of art glasses are there which has a sand in it. Then there is a magical shelf behind that character. Definitely you can see this in making also. So in that, the biggest challenge is the sky should look similar in the intercut of edit. So we have number of frames animation in the sky, 20K DMP, and then we have projected on a dome, and then we did a slap comp for each and every shot, so it will not look jump in an intercut. So this is how we able to manage the sky in terms of continuity. And then it is a very heavy file because it's a 20K. Then we need to do a lot of pre-comp optimization of the script, so that our file setup is a little bit of not taking that much load, and it will be easy to maneuver whenever we want to add some tools or maybe some nodes in it. And then definitely we have the character called Death in it, and it has a wings and it's all puppet. But the main challenge for that character is it has eyes in the wings, which needs to animate, and it should always look to the character Pinocchio when they are talking to each other. So Inigo and his team have taken up that challenge,
especially for Death and the other one, Wood Spirit. So they both had wings, and both had eyes on the wings. So the idea would be because their eyes were all flat white, and you couldn't actually see what they were looking at. So the eyes on the wings would look at wherever she's pointing to. So that was the idea. So what we did, we had a tight roto anim of the wings. We did a digidouble of the characters, both the characters, did a roto anim, and then placed each and every eyeball. And then we comped it in. So it's both puppet and CG involved in most of the shots, wherever there is.
Yes, we'll talk about the dogfish only.
Yes.
So in this, like, you know, we have a freedom to reframe our elements in the frame. So what we have a different set of elements. Like if you go through the making, you can see there is one sequence in Pinocchio, and there is a lighthouse and there is a boat. So each element shot differently, and then we need to replace it, or maybe placement we need to do as per the client requirement. We have a complete freedom from the client, like, you know, how we gonna place it, or maybe they have a vision towards it. Then we talk to our supervisor and you know, get the things done on the right phase, and then we did the layout. Then we will push it to the CG team so that they can, you know, completely recreate the environment inside the dogfish, whatever she eaten that Geppetto and the Pinocchio character both. And there is a lot of elements which are involved in it, and I think our CG team has done a great job to, you know, settle in all those environment in the right space.
So it's like we did get a lot of references from the stop motion guys itself. Like they wouldn't build the entire set because of time constraint or whatever it was. For the inner mouth of dogfish, we got one tooth and just the gums. So with that, we kind of created the entire inner mouth itself. We just had the outside of the dogfish, not the inside. So it was a lot of fun. It was weeks and weeks of work for just 2 shots. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. And the inner mouth, the stomach area was... So dogfish is like an ancient being, right? Like it's old. Over the hundreds of years, whatever it's been collecting things, shipwrecks, a lot. So that's what you see inside.
Inside, yeah.
You see several shipwrecks. One of them is Geppetto's shipwreck.
Yeah.
And so it's a slimy, it's
thing,
more
yeah,
lifelike environment. You can see the subsurface and the walls.
And there is a lighthouse inside, which is light is keep revolving, and you know, we in compositing we then create an interactive lights inside the mouth, so it will give you a realistic feel. Yeah, this is again this we spoke about, like about the reunion scene where the mood is little set.
Yeah.
You know, where Pinocchio is dying and the environment is little orange and it feels so saddy. So this is how the whole you know, structure has been designed for this movie. Every sequence has a different set of color palette or the theme. So our DMP team has put in a lot of effort, you know, to get those things to set those moods according to the practical shoot. So this is what, you know, Inigo can explain more
Like,
about the DMP stuff.
So what DMP was talking about, when I was talking about, is the number of changes in the sky throughout the sequence, right? Like it starts out with evening sky, and then the golden hour, and then comes down to night when he dies actually, and goes back to limbo, comes back again, and then you see the sun rising when he comes back to life.
Yeah.
So all those changes are actually hand painted. Each and every thing was hand painted, and then we gave them a 180 panorama, so comp can do the
we can project through dome and move around, like to set the sky
whichever way.
Different set of you know, mood or a sequence or a time. It's a VFX animation, you can say, but in the VFX pipeline, like what we have an edit which is shotted with the camera, and it's a real time play, and then we know what is going on and we can see it and we can analyze the work. But in Pinocchio, like we have a stop motion where we don't have any such a reference edit, we just have a storyboard frames, and by seeing is we need to pick the layers so that we can create edit. So there is a number of layers in the one shot. Like for tracking it's different, for elements like Pinocchio, for expression it's different, and for the elements they have shot it differently. And then when you saw all the layers, then you need to see the storyboard, you know, how we're gonna create the edit. To pick the right set of layer, what the behavior is in the storyboard, then we'll pick all the layers. And I really appreciate the RotoPaint work because it's a stop motion. Everything is tied up with the rigs.
Every scene
has
a
VFX, every layer has a VFX in it, and we need to do roto to compile all the layers and get a basic, you know, edit. So when we create a basic edit, we'll send this through to the client approval. If the client is okay with it, then the next approach will be we need to do all the, you know, CG match move, we need to tell them which layer we have used, and we will pass to Inigo's team, CG team, so that they can analyze it and they can do a rotomation on it, or maybe they have to do match move on it. So this is how the whole structure is been designed for this show. It's a little unique one, not an ordinary VFX workflow, but yes, this is what we have done for Pinocchio. Make sure you will like, share,
and subscribe to IGN India. Also hit the bell notification for more.